world is ruling by Shao Kahn. 80% out of 100 is kind. Really don't care about time, bitter like lime. Making sure victory mine. Got the fury like Liu Kane. Calling demands like the juice on your blade. Hold Johnny back so he stay in the cage. Raiding his mad, causing thunder and rain. Power and rage. Gotta make sure I'm staying with the mission. Fighting for the good, always cause ambition. Health bar full.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your girl Taj, aka Coco Bone, coming at you guys with not a reaction, but another review video. So this is the review to Baddies South, episode 14. This is the last episode until we check out this reunion that is gonna be what? Oh, so good, honey. So yes, I did not get a chance to get on camera yesterday because I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I got very blazed. I think I smoked a little too much yesterday, and then I ate that good ass African food, honey. Listen, shout out to my cousin and her man for putting me on African food, because her man is African, and ever since I tasted their food, besides Jamaican, I also love African food. But yeah, once I had smoked and then I had ate that shit had me on my ass. So I'm back with another voiceover, and shout out to y'all for liking my other voiceover for the other review on the last episode, which was episode 12. I was trying to see how y'all was gonna be feeling that one, even though I wasn't on camera, but I'm glad that y'all was feeling it. So I'm definitely gonna be doing these voiceovers. These voiceovers come in handy because I don't have to take more time and dial myself up and setting up my tripod, my ring light, and you know, all that good stuff, and then recording. I still gotta get on camera because I want y'all, you know, to see your girl, you feel me? I'm more than likely gonna be getting on camera this Thursday though, because that's when I'm off. I have work today and tomorrow, so more than likely Thursday I'll be setting up my camera, doing my makeup and hair and all that good stuff. Plus my son don't come back until next week, so yes, me and his father is back to week. That is another story for another time, okay? But anyway, you guys, I just want to go ahead and get into this review. So let's go ahead and get into this review. So in the first scene, that's when we see all the girls in the backyard toasting it up to the last night of Baddies South show and to the last night in Houston, Texas. And for some weird reason, Natalie thought it would have been a sanitary idea to put the expensive bottle of champagne in between Persuasion's ass and pop the bottle. But Ann had made a very good statement, which I was thinking as well. She said, you gonna not let me suck on the bottle, but you gonna put it in between her ass cheeks. And I really did thought that was funny, because it's like, who in the hell is gonna want champagne after putting it in her ass? Like, I personally would not want none of that champagne now, because again, Persuasion's ass looked like it had been through every street of every part of the South, okay? For those of y'all that did not hear my last review and how I feel about Persuasion's ass, please go check out that last review. I highly advise y'all to go watch that, because I went in on Persuasion's ass. When I say in, I mean in on Persuasion's ass. It was a little rough, so because it was so rough, I'm not gonna recap on how I feel about her ass. All I'm gonna say is her ass has been through a lot in life, okay? And we just gonna leave it there and keep it pushing. So I'll leave that video at the end of the annotations. But anyway, I thought that shit was funny because some of them was thinking the same thing, but they just didn't want to say it. But Persuasion ass is just, no. What did Nikki say? I look like yes and you look like no. Now Persuasion, all the rest of her is beautiful as fuck, but that ass though. Yeah, I definitely agree with Ann. Let's just say that, but let's continue. So in the midst of this scene, that's when Jayla had expressed to all the girls before they had woke up she got butt ass naked and hopped in the pool, and Natalie had told her we'll do it again. Jayla proudly took off that bikini, and by butt Jayla is fine as wine, okay? Which we already knew. I have no clue to why in the hell Rolly was trying to make it seem like Jayla was ugly. She clearly, and see, her making that statement in the last fewer episodes when they had that big ass free-for-all, when it was Jayla versus Rolly and Rock versus Slim. Like, when Rolly had called her that, you could tell she just said that out of anger. This is why I don't believe what a bunch of bitches say when they get mad, because bitches truly do talk out of anger and emotion. They don't really know what they're talking about in the midst of that energy of being upset. So you could definitely tell Rolly was just talking out of her ass when she called Jayla ugly, because even she know in the back of her head, damn, she fine as fuck. She could probably sit on my man's face. Yeah, she damn sure could, because she fine as fuck. Like, you know, one thing about me, I can like you, I cannot like you. But if you look good, then goddamn it, you look fucking good. And Jayla, like, baby got back and front, okay? Her titties do look nice, but I don't like how the way they sit up like rocks, you know? But that ass, yes, her ass is definitely real. We can all see and tell that. You feel what I'm saying? So, shout out to Jayla for being fine as wine, honey. Yes, she looked goddamn motherfucking good, honey. Baby got it going out. So in the midst of this scene, after Jayla decided to go get her robe, after showing all of her chocolate or caramel goodies, that's when all the rest of the girls is recapping about, you know, the night before at the strip club, celebrating Persuasia, twerk that struggling ass, and they're also getting ready to go to the party in Houston to celebrate with Anthony and Dorelli, where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money. I love singing that shit. And they're getting ready to go party with them on the last night of being in Houston, Texas, and on the last night for the show Baddies South to end. Also, there's going to be 2 performances coming from the ladies, which is from Rolly performing her debut song and from Ann performing her single. So this is going to be exciting to see. So in the next scene, that's when Jayla was like, oh my God, y'all, somebody trying to steal the bus. Everybody hurry the fuck up outside. So she got everybody out to the bus, and everybody's like, well, who the fuck on the bus? Like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, the doors open with the light-skinned security guard. I don't know his name, but shout out to him. You know he getting paid. You see that nigga in every single Zeus Network fucking show. Okay, period. He always breaking up some fight or protecting somebody, honey. So shout out to that light-skinned, handsome Zeus Network security guard, okay? But after he gets off, that's when we see Krishan right behind him. And everybody was so excited and happy, except for Slim. Slim was not fucking with it. She did not hug Krishan. She gave like a little smirk, but she didn't hug Krishan, nor did she like say, I'm glad you out. She just said in her confessional, she ain't really give a fuck. So shout out to Slim for keeping it real, you know. I'm glad that she wasn't being fake. Rolly surprisingly had took me back, because Rolly was very excited to see Krishan. So maybe they had squashed their beef off the cameras or off air or something like that, because I was shocked to see that Rolly was happy that Krishan, you know, got out of jail. I thought she would have hoped that, you know, Krishan was somewhere else, how the way Slim is feeling too. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know how the friendship between, you know, Slim and Rolly is going to play out now that Rolly is befriending or cool with, you know, someone that Slim don't really care for like that and had got beat up like 2-3 times from that person. But we shall see how this plays out, honey. And then Krishan is feeling like she got mixed emotions. Like, she don't know how to feel about the bitches. She don't know if she want to hug them or if she want to hit them. Like, she don't fucking know. You feel what I'm saying? It's like she missed them, but then it's also like, I can't wait to go home. So I feel rock on that, because it's just like, oh my God, this experience and the show and the bag and the fame, but dealing with you bitches make me want to go home. I made me want to go home to my nigga Blue. I want to go home to Blue. So yeah, that's how Krishan was feeling. But we gonna keep it pushing. So in the next scene, that's when the girls go back inside the house with now Krishan. Natalie is just giving a rundown to Krishan on what's going on. Then she asks Krishan if she's going to perform. And surprisingly, Krishan had agreed that she's going to perform her song as well. So now we got Rolly and Krishan performing their singles, and I just can't wait to see what they got to bring. So in the next scene, that's when you see Ann, Rolly, Krishan, and Slim all on the bus heading towards the place where they're about to perform and the place where all the ladies are going to come and turn up and celebrate one more time for Houston and the show Baddies South. And that's when they show Krishan's mugshot. And I ain't gonna lie, she had the cutest mugshot I have ever seen for anybody. Like, she had a little smile, and you know, everybody thought it was funny, but they was also glad to see that she was still in good spirits, even though that she had got arrested. Surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, but Krishan was getting along with everybody in the fucking jail. And I'm not too surprised by that because it's Krishan. Like, the bitch is crazy. You know, she's out of her mind, you know, for personal reasons. I think all of us can get a little psycho because of some personal reasons. Motherfuckers just want to make it seem like you just be snapping for no damn reason. But let's not sit up here and pretend that motherfuckers don't be trying it either. So, you know, I feel where Krishan coming from, man. Like, you know, she be spazzing out because motherfuckers be taking her there. But luckily, you know, because she got a fan base, like, everybody was cool with her. And, you know, as soon as she got into jail, she was saying how they was like, oh my God, you Krishan, you with Blueface. Oh my goodness. So she was good, man. She didn't really have to worry about much. Whether Blue was going to bail her out or not, you know, she was already straight. So shout out to Krishan. So in the midst of this scene, I ain't gonna hold you, this shit had me dying, yo. So in the midst of this scene, that's when Rolly is telling Krishan about the incident that happened with Sydney Starr and how Persuasion had beat up Sydney Starr twice. So immediately it got awkward because Krishan from the rip was like, Persuasion know how to fight? So then it got quiet for like 2-3 seconds. And then that's when like Rolly was explaining that, you know, Persuasion had dropped her because Sydney, surprisingly, has never ever in her entire life been in a fight. So come to find out, that was her first fight. So yeah, on your first fight, if you're not used to your adrenaline going from somebody hitting you and you only got like 1-2 seconds to think, you know, you don't know what to do, you never been in that situation, you're more than likely gonna get beat up, you know. And it's not shameful. If you've never been in a fight, you're obviously gonna get beat up on your first fight. Like, it's okay. Like, it happens, you know. We're all not invincible. All of us meet our match some way, somehow. Hell, even Krishan had met her match. That's how her tooth got knocked out. But, you know, all of us is not invincible how we think we are, you know. We can be invincible mentally, but physically, there's always going to be somebody out there that's going to be able to match your strength. But anyway, honey, just staying on topic. Krishan had asked the girls, did y'all see my fight with Persuasion? Like, was y'all there to see it? And they started laughing a little bit. And they was like, yeah. So that's when Krishan was like, okay, well, how did she beat her up? And that's when, you know, Rolly explained Sydney Starr never been in a fight. In Krishan's confessional, she's saying how she don't think it's cool that Persuasion feels tough about beating up somebody that's never been in a fight before. When producers replayed the scene of fucking Persuasion getting beat up in the sink, I was on the floor. I was fucking rolling. That shit was salty. Because nobody seen that shit coming. Like, it was like we knew them two was gonna get in a fight. But the way that it happened, like, yo, that sink will always fucking get me, man. That shit has me fucking dying. And of course, you know, Slim is quiet throughout this whole conversation. And she's quiet because she got a taste of Rock's hand. She got beat the fuck up by Rock. So it's like, nobody can't really say much because Rock was rocking them bitches in that house. So in the next scene, that's when you see all the girls in sound check at this lounge. I don't know the name of it, but they're just at this lounge. And Ann was the first one to do sound check. Her song is really dope. It actually goes with the show itself, Baddies South. I think the song is called Baddies. Ann's song was really good. Then up next, it was Krishan. And Krishan started to get emotional because she's singing a song that's involving, like, you know, her pain and the struggle that she went through, you know, being raised up with her, I believe, 11 siblings. I remember her saying in the interview, I think she got about 11 or 12 siblings. So shout out to Krishan putting her pain and her life experiences in her music, because that's what I do with my music. Anything that I go through, anything I want to talk about, anything that I ever rap in my songs, it comes from my real life. It comes from all experiences, whether sad or mad or happy. I feel like that's a true musician. Like, I can go on and on and on about how there ain't really no real musicians no more, but that's another topic for another time. But yeah, shout out to Krishan, you know, with performing her song and wearing her heart on her sleeve. So in the midst of this scene, after when Krishan was done singing her song, that's when she was, you know, crying to Rolly, and Rolly had gave her a good old big hug and had gave her a big hug. But in the midst of Rolly giving Krishan a hug, you see behind Rolly Slim, and Slim was not having it in her mind. It's crazy because I low-key think that Slim is a little bit, not all the way, but a little bit afraid of Rolly, because Rolly is bigger than her and she got a temper just like Slim. So I don't know, like, Slim just wasn't feeling none of it. She wasn't feeling Rolly giving that bitch a hug, and you know, she wasn't feeling Krishan giving her bestie a hug. Like, she wasn't feeling that shit. She was the only one that did not give Krishan a fucking hug at all. Like, she did not give a fuck. I like to always watch behind the main characters and see what else is going on, because I feel like nobody points it out and I be the only one to point it out. In the midst of this scene, that's when you see Krishan, you know, performing her other song called It's a Vibe. That song, I could fuck with that song. Like, I can see myself like just driving like, yeah, it's a vibe. Hey, it's a vibe. Like, I can see myself being lit to that song. But yes, y'all, after that, that's when they, you know, start to go back to the house to get ready for the actual night itself. So that's it for that scene. So in the next scene, that's when you see all the girls getting ready to go out. I'm not going to really go verbatim on that. So yeah, they're all getting pretty and dressed up and getting ready for the last night to celebrate in Houston, Texas. Moving on. In the next scene, that's when you see all the girls are now on the bus looking very, very ravishing. And, you know, they just turning up, they twerking on each other, drinking, toasting, and just, you know, starting the good vibe already before they even get to the goddamn place. You already know it's going to be a litigation when they fucking get into that damn lounge, okay? So in the next scene, that's when the girls finally get to this club, honey, that they still ain't advertised the name for yet, but guess they never will. But they finally at the club, and you know, everybody looking good. Blueface ass is there. You know, I don't know how to feel about Blueface, because there's been like talks about how he feels a little jealous how his girl is now getting more recognition than him. So I don't know, like, I don't know how to feel about Blueface. But anyway, Blueface is there with Krishan, of course, you know, supporting her. I mean, shout out to him for bailing out Krishan. I do respect him for that. That was love, you know, as he should. Like, for God's sake, you're supposed to be this big hip-hop star and you're supposed to have all this money, so you know, why not bail out your girlfriend? So shout out to him for bailing out Krishan. And you know, Krishan is out enjoying her best life, having a good motherfucking time. All the girls at this point are just turning the fuck up, honey. It is a litigation, okay? So in the midst of this scene, that's when they finally get to the performance of Ann and Krishan and Rolly. Now, the first performance was Ann really did a good job. I do like her single, or this song that she's performing. The song really goes hard. So in the midst of this scene, that's when we get to see Krishan perform her song, you know, Rainy Days. That was the name of the song. That's a little bit sad, but you know, it's sad in a good way, because everybody felt her pain, felt where she was coming from, and then, you know, she just got out of jail. So fuck, y'all can't expect her to turn up. And I mean, like, y'all can, but like, she, you know, behind the scenes was still kind of sad that she got arrested, you know. So I guess the song was definitely going with her particular vibe, and everybody respected. So shout out to Krishan. But in the midst of this scene, that's when Sydney, no fucking star, reappears like the cockroach that she is to try to crash this party. Oh Lord. So she's saying on the mic how, you know, Persuasion snuck her. Persuasion somehow got the mic and saying, well, bitch, if you want a round 4, meet me the fuck outside. So it was just like, oh my God. But eventually things had calmed back down, and Rolly is now about to perform her single. So in the midst of this scene, honey, when I say Rolly had turned it up with her song, Rolly turned that bitch up. Like, I was like, okay, Rolly? Like, I'm fucking with the song. It's ratchet and it's fun and it's a vibe and it's just lit. Like, I really like her song. I see myself twerking to it. So shout out to Rolly for that good energy, honey. So in the next scene, that's when you hear all the girls, you know, in their confessionals recapping about, you know, their experience within the Baddies South, you know, whole entire season. And, you know, they just recapping about how they was feeling about it, basically. Then in the next scene, that's when you see Sydney Starr outside finally get arrested as the girls are exiting out from the lounge. And they are very happy that her stalker ass is finally getting arrested for being a fucking stalker, honey. But that's when, you know, in the last scene, that's when Anthony and Relly B comes over to, you know, congratulate them for turning up in Houston on their last night. And that's all, folks. It ends right there. And we shall wait for the reunion. Now, I'm definitely going to be doing a reaction. Hopefully, they come out with the official trailer by this Thursday. But if not, I am going to still do a reaction to the teaser. But anyway, you guys, tell me what you think about this show finally ending. I ain't going to hold you. This is my first time doing reviews, and these reviews on YouTube has been popping. So I definitely am thinking about maybe creating a second channel where it's just nothing but reviews, or I'll just use the channel that I'm on now and just incorporate reviews along with my reactions and rants and music. You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know down in the comments how y'all feel about it. But so yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, show your girl some love, help your girl get to 3,000 subs. Make sure to leave some suggestions down in the comment section down below. And please give me a big thumbs up, for it helps to push my videos further out into the algorithm. I'm out this bitch. Deuces.